Now, this is going to be the start of a series on the YouTube that I'm working on. It's a heavily mod series, and I did start with an immortal character, but immortality does not mean he's going to survive. We'll be starting in Randy with a losing its fun mode. We're going to generate an entire planet on the seed immortal. We're going to be placing it to a full world, and it will take a while to populate this. So, we're going to be having a lot of different factions. I'm going to leave all these settings on default here. I'm going to pause the recording here until this comes up. Alright, now the world's up. It's ready to begin. So let's try to find a cell that we like. Or I'll select a random one. Got pause while I browse for a moment. Alright, so I browsed around a little bit and found a site. So here's what we're going to be doing next. We're going to be bumping this up a little bit because of the fact this is supposed to be a colony that's going to be growing for quite a while. So I expand it to 300. And then we'll begin the rest of this. I'm going to hit fluid here. I already got one built, so I'm just going to select some stuff here so that I can load the one that exists. Yes, there have been a few mod changes, so it's going to throw a couple errors there. The differences I'm going to be changing here, I'm going to be switching this to one only for both. That's to help to make the generations easier to manage. It's set to keep names. If anything happens there, everyone kept their names. We're also allowed a ritual seat, which is just a pillow, and the standard ideology logo. We have no venerated animals. I've got a list of hairs and tattoos that are allowed to use. And that I am going to allow, if I haven't already, the ability to have slaves, which I'm just double checking I had. Reasoning for that? Well, we're trying to survive. And if somebody attacks us, we have no problem in capturing them temporarily to make them work off the time or the damage they've done in exchange for being released. So I've already got a character built to make this a little easier. Now let me customizing everything. I set the character at 0 skills, because over time the character will learn everything he's supposed to know. I did give him some abilities that make him rather powerful because he does heal fast. However, that doesn't help you much when you're being captured. So let's begin. There's a long list of mods built into this pack, and we can go over some of those later. I'm going to pause the recording so this comes up. So now we're actually up and running. Let's go ahead and begin this. Let's have hit the ground and see what we got around. There's a few ruined structures around here. We are allowed to capture some of these structures and put them to use. We are also allowed to move some stuff around. Looks like we've got some stuff, including... Oh, lovely. We got a whole ton of... We've got a lot of bionics just sitting there. but no ability to install them because there's only one person and they can't perform surgery on themselves. A good structure right here, possibly for a starting location. It's away from the map edges, gives them a better chance of getting into there. Possibly let's build his house right here. There are no naturally occurring caves at the moment. But he does have a billboard, a poor bed that I can steal there and put to use. Let me check this one out. It's a little close to the map edge I prefer. Let's go and get those uninstalled. Okay. We got Devourer right here. Let's uninstall these shelves. Pull them in, they're going to be useful. I think very first thing I'm going to do is unforbid these three things and just have him pick them up. Yes, these are three powerful items, however, they also make a lot stronger raids as a side effect. And because we're already at high enough difficulty, well, that's not going to help me any. Let's go and continue and get this thing started. I pick up those three items. And let's send down here to take a look at what's in here. Oh, some beds. At least gives me something to work with. A room we can't enter. Another room we can't enter, and another room that we can't enter. Oh, a little bit of corn. And there's probably a room all the way in here that he can't get into without mining. And he'll be able to mine soon enough. Let's just get some of the stuff identified of where we want to start building. Let's send him over to here to see what's in these. It actually isn't a bad spot. We can reinstall walls, but we can't build them. So when a raider comes along and destroys these things, and it will happen, it doesn't help them very much. What we're going to do is claim and reinstall that into here. I'll clean them up home zones in a little while. I think our first phase will just be cleaning up this area here, moving all the structures around. So, after I get the designations done here and move a few things around, I will be right back. Now that structures are marked and moved, let's let them work. They're also getting to food soon. So get that sorted. We go here to a growing zone. Mark out a little area here, but tell them not to sow yet. I think done so far is put down a stockpile zone here, mark the items out to move. And where is he? What is he doing? Okay. He's uninstalling that. I'm harvesting this really quick so he has some food. Let's see if the skills are pathetic. He's likely to fail at this. You see him a little bit of passion. Let's bump speed up all the way. So they're doing all this. Go over some of the rules of the series. The point of this is to have a colony that's going to operate as a series of generations. The time allowed to use the character editor is to remove the immortal trait, or if there's something gone wrong with one of the other mods. So occasionally you'll have a child that gets born with the immortal trait. Celestial trait can only occur, by rules that we're saying here, in situations where somebody gets struck by lightning. It has to be a visible strike on the camera where we can see it. So now he's putting down for his first night in his, well, home, I guess it would be. I'll send him in the morning to get more food. So now he's actually starting to get things building. Gonna go ahead and quickly show you just how many mods are in there now that auto-saved. Here's the number of mods that are total in the game right now. We're starting with a colony that literally will know nothing. He has no research whatsoever done, and there's a rather large tree of research available to it. The only time we're allowed to do much with this tree is if we're putting in a set of instructions for, hey, we need to research this. For example, I know we're going to be needing this soon, because if we don't, he's going to die of, well, freezing to death over the winter. And yes, we do have winter on here, so I'm going to go and send him to get some agriculture, a little bit of cooking, and we're going to go ahead and go toward the route of ice production. Everything it's like to hear will make sense as things progress. So we're going to go and let him go ahead and get back to work. There's a lot of mods on here to accelerate the way certain things work. That way we're not sitting here waiting forever for a colonist to age up. So I'm going to tell him to do next, I'm going to go and prioritize moving these bionics down and these shelves down. I'll be installing the shelves in a minute. Next thing I'm going to be prioritizing is hauling these two. I didn't notice these, so I'm going to go and claim and uninstall those. I'm also going to send them to haul those. If I use this as my initial prison, or as a colony home while I'm getting some other stuff sorted out. So we got trader here. Yes, we do have some of the SCP mods on here, so you will see some SCP creations appear. So we got a little bit of leather we can sell. So I'll go ahead and sell the light leather because there's not enough to build anything. I'll sell the bird skin because once again there's not enough to build anything with. It gives us 34 silver to work with. I'll go ahead and sell this thing's in terrible condition. Leave that because if I can get that installed on one of my colonists early, it'll help. If I can get that installed on my main character, it would help him immensely. And it doesn't matter if I have a good surgeon, so long because if they kill him, well, he'll just come back. I'll go and sell that because I need the silver. And let's just go ahead and sell this ironwood because I don't need as much as I need regular wood. And I'll pick up by a little bit of pemmican. So he has a meal, some meals for a little while until he learns to cook. Materials we just bought, let's go ahead and put them on high priority there. Also, that's for his gear. Let's just go ahead and unload these. I'll haul all those back down. Up here, we're going to install those in a bit. Start with, let's get you installed in here. Then cook. I'm going to put this in here, just because of the fact it needs to be able to start producing. And we're going to install this into here, so once again it starts producing. I'm going to order him to get that done, and that. That way this starts producing some food. It's allowed him to do some very limited things. Yes, there's a lot of things he can do here. His skill is too low for any of it. So I'm just going to give him the ability to butcher. We'll set that to do forever, and we'll put the details here. We're going to hit allow all, then we're going to remove the human corpses. Because he's not a cannibal, we don't want to make him a cannibal. So there's going to be other things we can do in here for converting things around. Make human surimi if we really want to, but we're not a cannibal, so that would be a wise thing to do. We can make kibble. Well, once again, that wouldn't help us in. We have the various chocolate things we can create, but without the ability of producing chocolate, that doesn't help us. Next thing we can do is move some more walls around here. Let's go ahead and order this zone, order plane. I pause, I'll move the structure. Then I got the structure put in its new position. Just gotta wait for him to stop repairing this one. Go down there and do that. Looks like he wants to rest first. Because we did start with a few beds. Looks like that one's got 92% rust effectiveness. These two are made out of stone. So it looks like even the poor bed is better than the stone bed. So let's go ahead and get these installed while he's sleeping. I'll set the actual instructions for what to put there after we actually get them in place. The thing we do is expand the space in here. So I'd prioritize putting things on shelves instead of putting things on the floor. Put a pool table in there. But if that gets destroyed, he can't replace it for quite a while. I'm not going to try capture somebody that's addicted to Lucifer. This phase of the game, I just lose that colonist anyway. How's he doing with food? Still holding up all right. Oh, 250. Part of an allosaur, if I recall correctly. Looks like I misplaced that one. Let's fix that. Okay, something's happening. I didn't like the sound of that. Alright, so let's go ahead and now he's got these things installed. Gonna put this to preferred. And we're just gonna copy the instructions of the other one here. One thing I'm denying from here is rotten items. And they're automatically denying items that are too heavy. these are actually tall shells or vanilla shells. I forgot to even check. Oh, they're tall shells. Good. Gives us a chance of at least succeeding here. He's going to be doing repairs for a little while. So I might just go ahead and switch this out. Allow sowing. And just prioritize him actually for landing some food. Because we're going to have problems during winter if we don't. We're already going to have some problems during winter because he can't even make a fire. I can make a bonfire. But that doesn't help me any. Oh, we got the visitor here. Let's see what you've got. We do have an ammunition mod on here, and we have the ability of purchasing war bonds. But I don't even have enough for almost any of these war bonds. So not much chance of doing much there. Occasionally can get good items from the war bonds when they drop items on our head. Other times we just get a slurry of meat that it drops on our head. Just go ahead and tell him to repair that. And what I'm going to do really quick here, so I'm going to reprioritize his work a little bit. I want to be a firefighter first. Up that low priority because he can't die from any injury he gets even then. So I'm going to tell him to warden first and foremost. We're going to tell him to grow plants. That's 2. And we're going to tell him to plant cut it. What? Right. So I'm prioritizing growing. Anytime a plant goes bad, I want him to cut it. I'm going to adjust this field a little bit. First thing I'm doing is I'm cutting it off completely. I'm going to be putting a few fields down at smaller sizes. I do have some mods in here in the future. I mean, I can actually get away with a lot smaller fields. But that doesn't help me at this age I'm at right now. So I'm going to put down a whole ton of fields, but we're going to disallow sowing on this one. And this one. We're going to allow sowing on this one. And let's see what options we actually can make right now. We have some plants available even at this primitive age. We can't produce any cotton. We can't produce a lot of other things. And, well, we're a lot to the side of limited. So I'm just going to go and put some berries here so these can produce some berries. And this is such a soybean, which is one of my fastest growing crops for this age. So the next thing we're going to do is while he's working on that, I'm going to go to the production tab and I'm going to give him a thinking spot. This means if we have more colonists who are able to do this job, we can actually add more to it. But at this point, he's the only colonist, so we just wait. Oh no, we had a solar flare. Whatever are we going to do? Wait, no electronics. So let's just wait. Let's let him get his jobs done. Hey, it's turmeric. I'm just going to go ahead and order him to repair that, so at least that thing's not broken. I want you to do first. Let's order that to be disassembled. And just sow this area. Get some plants growing. Cancel that for now. So again, so at least planted something. Oh, willow bark. Roots. Medicine? Interesting enough, it's one of the medicines that's used to make aspirin. Well, at least the raw form of it. But that's where the apothecary comes in. I forgot I had him plant some potatoes over here. Oh well, I'll clean that up later. Their first episode's gonna be rather uneventful. You know, we're at Savage mode. Something should have happened. Nothing has happened yet. Attacked by anything, and it's strangely quiet. Oh, 41,000 isn't too bad. I bet the bulk of it comes from just him alone. The traits are particularly valuable. I got some food growing. I might reprioritize him to doing some research for a bit. So I got the research system set up with this particular set of mods. If no research is selected, they'll choose the lowest value research that's available in their tree and start researching it. That way, at all times, a researcher is kept busy. I've also got, through the ideology here, that research is set to slow. I don't want them to just instantly skip an age because they had the burst of inspiration. I want them to take their time and slowly progress. So at the end of our first episode here, we're going to go and perform a save. About the Empire. I'll save this at the end of episode 1. And we're just going to go ahead and call it for this one. So we'll meet here again at the beginning of episode 2.